I never believed in ghosts. I still don't. At least not in the way most people do. But something happened to me 6 years ago that I can't explain. Something that still haunts me to this day. It was the summer of 2004. I had just graduated college and was looking for a place to rent that was cheap and isolated. I found an old house on the outskirts of town, tucked away on a road called Black Hollow. The rent was suspiciously low, but I was too excited about the privacy and the price to ask too many questions. The house was old, probably built in the early 1800s. It had peeling wallpaper, creaky floors, and an eerie stillness that made my skin crawl the moment I stepped inside. But I shrugged it off. It was just an old house. I convinced myself that the unease was just my imagination. The first few nights were uneventful, but then the noises started. At first, they were subtle, just the sound of floorboards creaking when I wasn't walking, the occasional tapping on the walls. I blamed it on the house settling. But then the footsteps began. Every night around 3 a.m., I'd hear slow, deliberate footsteps in the hallway outside my bedroom. I lived alone. The first time it happened, I lay frozen in bed, clutching the covers, listening. The footsteps would stop just outside my door, pause for a few seconds, and then continue down the hall. I was terrified, but I forced myself to believe it was my mind playing tricks on me. That changed when I started waking up to find my bedroom door open. I always closed it before bed. Always. Yet every morning, it would be slightly ajar. One night, I set up my phone to record while I slept. The next morning, I hesitated before checking the footage, but curiosity won over fear. What I saw made my blood run cold. At exactly 3:02 a.m., my bedroom door creaked open, slowly. But there was no one there. The door had opened on its own. And then, seconds later, I saw something. A shadow, darker than the rest of the room, shifting in the doorway. It was tall, human-shaped, but featureless. It didn't move like a person. It just stood there for nearly 2 minutes before retreating back into the hallway. I moved out the next day. I didn't even pack properly. I stuffed whatever I could into my car and sped away, leaving furniture, clothes, and even my laptop behind. I didn't care. I just needed to get out. I never went back. The landlord didn't question my sudden departure. In fact, he refunded my deposit without hesitation, as if he'd expected it. A year later, curiosity got the better of me. I searched for the house online and found an old news article. In 1920, a man had lived there with his wife and daughter. One night, he snapped and killed them both before hanging himself in the hallway. The same hallway where I'd heard those footsteps. I don't know what I experienced in that house. A ghost? A residual haunting? A trick of my own paranoid mind? I still don't believe in ghosts. But I do believe in fear. And whatever was in that house, it knew I was there. And it was watching.